In today's battle, we have Blue and White Tron versus Goblins. Blue and White Tron tries to use the Urza lands to generate a lot of mana in a short time. What it then does is it uses Gifts Ungiven to tutor for Unburial Rites, forces the opponent to put Unburial Rites into the graveyard with Iona Shield of Emeria, and then it uses the flashback ability of Unburial Rites to bring Iona back to the battlefield. Then your opponent is stuck with a 7/7 flyer that limits your ability to cast spells in your primary color. It makes it really hard to defend and can often be the win condition for this deck. The Goblins deck uses the explosive synergy of Goblins to create a very fast beat-down deck. This deck can be very easy to pilot, but can get boring over time. Still, this deck can aggro extremely fast, and can often kill the opponent before they can even set up any win conditions or even defenses. In this battle, Tron has rolled and will go first, so let's see what they draw. We'll start with, Unburial Rites. Unburial Rites is a card that we want to put into our graveyard, and it uses its recursive ability, but because it's pulled out in the top deck, it's going to be really hard to get it there without losing a lot of tempo. I think that, obviously, it's best just to scoop right away if you see that, so Tron looks like it's going to have to mulligan down to 6, and we'll see where they go from there. Okay, so Azorius Guildgate, Colossus of Akros, Gifts Ungiven, Urza's Power Plant, and 2 Wrath of God. This still isn't great, but it could be worse, and really milling down to 5, or mulliganing to 5 is not really going to help, so I think they just stick with that. Okay, let's take a look at Goblins and see how they do. So Goblins has Warren Instigator, Auntie's Hovel, that's a really great card. Graven Cairns, a Mountain, Wart, Bogart Auntie, Goblin Glory Chaser, and another Auntie's Hovel. That's actually not bad. We got 3 creatures, maybe a little bit heavy on the land side, but I wouldn't mulligan just to get rid of a land, so I think that we would keep it too. Okay, so let's see how the battle goes. Okay, so Tron's going to come out. Now, in this case, Tron might have suffered for not going first because they might wanted to top deck something. We'll see what they can do. Okay, so I'll start with Azorius Guildgate because they can't do anything anyways, so I might as well play their tapped land. Okay, let's see. Drew a... Okay, looked like a goblin... Looked like not a goblin guide, but you didn't get to see it there. Okay, but still we're playing a... Oh yeah, it was a Goblin Guide. Okay, so we're going to play Auntie's Hovel, and we're going to have to reveal one of the Goblins to show, revealing Goblin Glory Chaser. Okay, and it doesn't matter because they're going to play Goblin Glory Chaser right now anyways. That card's a new card from Origins, and what it does is allows you to get Renown, which gives it a +1/+1 counter when it attacks, when it does damage the first time to the player. Once it has Renown, then it gains a menace, and it can't be blocked by more than one. Can't be blocked by only one creature. Okay, so let's see, what do we get? Okay, so we're gonna play an Urza land. Okay, got a Thirst for Knowledge. And there's not really much you can do, so probably going to just pass. Now, this is one of the problems with Tron, is that Tron is going to need a little bit of time to build up its mana base before it can do anything. Once it does, it can maybe lock down this other deck pretty quickly, but Goblins is going to come out really fast. So playing another Auntie's Hovel, going to reveal another card, and also drew a Goblin Chieftain, so revealing Warren Instigator. Now, Warren Instigator is a 1/1 for 2, but he does have double strike, and also when he does damage to an opponent, you're allowed to put a card from your hand into the battlefield. So that's a really great card. Okay, so attacking undefended. Okay, that's going to just attack for 1, but it's going to give him Renown. Okay, and that's probably it for the end of the turn. And we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so hopefully Tron will be able to get something good. Okay, so Tron's starting to round 3. Another Azorius Guildgate. Might as well play it. Okay, comes in tapped. Okay, there's not really a lot Tron can do still, so it's probably going to have to pass. Now, it might be better to invest in some of the faster lands, something that doesn't come in tapped for Tron. But these are budget builds, and if you can afford some of the faster lands might cost up to $80 or $90 a piece. So that's a difficult call sometimes. Okay, so drew a Graven Cairns on the Goblin side. Goblins are just played it right off the top of the deck, tapping for 3 and playing Goblin Chieftain. Now Goblin Chieftain's going to give each one of those other goblins +1/+1, and he has haste himself, so he can attack right away. So right away there's no defenders on the board for Tron, and Goblin Chieftain's going to pump and everyone's going to attack, and that should be for 9 damage. Okay, so yeah, 9 damage. Okay, so Warren Instigator is now a 2/2 with double strike, so that's 4 damage from him. Another 3 points from Goblin Glory Chaser, and another 2 points from Goblin Chieftain. Okay, now because Warren Instigator did damage to an opponent, okay, Goblins can put another card from their hand onto the deck, and that's going to be Goblin Guide. Okay, now Goblin Guide might inadvertently help Tron, because Tron, what it does is, whenever he does damage, or whenever he attacks, your opponent can reveal the top card of their library and put that card, if it's land, put it into their hand. Okay, so it might end up helping Tron, but I don't think Tron is going to be able to deal with this threat so quickly. Okay, so Azorius, let's see, an Azorius Signet. Okay, tap it, try and build up the mana. Now if Tron doesn't die here, it might get enough mana on the next turn to cast Wrath of God, which would shut down goblins and allow it to then start building its own combo out. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. I don't think that's going to work, because in this next turn they're going to at least be able to play Ward, Bogart, Ante, and then get enough damage to attack straight out. Okay, they already have enough attackers on the board to do more than 10 damage. Okay, so they are untapping, tap for all 4. Okay, probably going to play Ward, Bogart, Ante, which is really irrelevant anyway since there's no goblins in the graveyard. Okay, let's see, attack, tap, tap. Yeah, tapping for doing 12 damage. And really, that's it. Okay, so Tron's got 12 damage. So Tron just really wasn't able to come out with anything, and as it was putting out its pieces for the combo, then Goblins just was able to come in super fast, aggro up, and just destroy him. So Goblin wins this one pretty handily. Okay. What might happen in this game is Tron might put something in the sideboard that might try and stop them. Maybe an artifact, like maybe, I don't even know what might help. If you have an idea, maybe throw something into suggestions. Maybe Ensnaring Bridge, but we'll see. In summary, the Goblins deck really won this match because they came out fast and aggressive. Tron needed time to build up its mana base, and it just didn't have that amount of time before Goblins was able to kill them. This match was a good example of how simple the Goblins deck is to play, but also shows that after a while, it can get kind of boring too. I hope you've enjoyed watching this battle, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment to let me know what kind of other battles you'd like to see.